Be sure to check out my Veve and Omi Investors group in the description down below. Together we build generational wealth and go over everything you need to be profitable in the Veve markets. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another Veve and Ecomi video. We're here with another video from the Bavarian Dad Bod. We're here for another video from him. He's actually going to be talking about an interesting topic, and I think that this is going to be kind of an interesting conversation because I feel like the sentiment in the community definitely needs to have this conversation. This needs to be talked about for sure. The topic is going to be, can we trust the team? Because that's where a lot of the problems lie with so many of the investors in the community. People just don't actually have trust in the team. And I can understand why. Like, some people have not seen a lot from the team since being here. And then they didn't do the level of research into the team that most of us who are bullish have. Like, we know the history of these people, their former businesses, their current businesses. Like, we know a lot about these people. We know a lot about these people, and just like the average person who found this project, joined because of some bullish video, like, they would not know all that information. And then at the same time, they think that they've heard enough, so they don't know that they don't know all the information that we know. So yeah, I mean, I can understand why people would feel a negative way towards the team at times. But yeah, like, I'm interested in hearing his perspective, what his take on this is. But you all already know. You're gonna know my bullish perspective because, I mean, nothing has happened to take away my bullish perspective. So that being said, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yo, Ecomi family, Veve City. This is Bavarian Dadbot Batman. I'm the Dadbot, and Batman is cooking. I hope. So we have something to eat. But can we trust the Veve team? Trust is tricky and it's sometimes deceiving. And for the angry people out there that are pissed and raging in Twitter, I have something to say to you at the end of the video. So I want to touch on a few things like bots and if I think if Veve is lying and stuff like that. So first, bots. People say that Veve has no interest in fighting bots because they make money from them. No, I don't think so. That is the case at all.
I completely agree with that. I don't believe that Veve sees things that way either. The fact of the matter is they get their information from a third party. So if a third party is telling them, oh, no, we're taking care of all the bots, only 1% is getting through, obviously they're going to regurgitate that information because they're paying them to be right and paying them to be accurate. Now that we have people in the community sitting here finding ways on a blockchain to prove that there's more bots than they initially thought, now Veve can go back to the other team with more information. Like, you all said this, like, what is going on? Get to work. Like, you know, now they have some leverage because with all the stuff that Veve is working on, Veve doesn't have as much time as the community to just dig into this stuff. So yeah, at one point in time, like, the thing is, the issue with the community is the boy who cried wolf, right? Like, everyone is sitting here crying about bots with absolutely no evidence, and then they're seeing statistics from this company that they hired, and the statistics are not matching what everyone is saying, and then no one has evidence. Now that we're on the blockchain evidence, we can actually see evidence, and we have some. They've actually handled this. So I feel like most of us, like someone like me, is never going to take it serious. And I think the team moves in a similar way. It's like, we need evidence. We need to see that this is real because everyone just complains. Like, the problem is, that's the issue with complaining. I know everyone thinks that they're doing a good job by putting pressure on the team and stuff like that. But no, you're just putting yourself in a situation where no one's going to listen to you without proof. We just see you as crybabies who cry all day, every day, and you're a waste of time to even listen to. Like, that's literally how we start to see. And yeah, I mean, the only way that this gets fixed at this point is with evidence. And this is why once the evidence came up, Veve handled it. So a lot of people think they were just plotting secretly, wanted to keep the bots in motion and play. Like, absolutely not. That doesn't even make sense. But anyway.
I think Veve has every incentive to fight the bots and to get rid of them. They don't make, in my opinion, enough money to jeopardize their reputation and get this whole project, risk this whole project. And because the drops would sell out with bots or without bots. And if you think otherwise,
Exactly.
I can't help you. And by the way, if they wouldn't sell out, it wouldn't be a problem for Veve, because they want to have stuff in the store for the new users to buy. So no. And they make off the secondary market a lot of money. True. And I did the math with 90% of the Mickey drop was going to bots. They would make about 100K on this drop. With the comic drops, I guess it's a bit less. So would they lose this revenue? No, because they would still be flippers. Maybe not all of them, but they would still be people who flip. I don't know the percentage, but there are a lot of flippers. And in the long run, this is generating revenue anyways. So this argument is, in my opinion, completely wrong. So the next point is they haven't done enough to fight the bots. I get it, and I'm happy that they're doing it. And if for me they could have done more or could be doing more to fight them, but you have to understand every decision you make in a company has a cost and it affects this company. This is one.
Exactly. If you spending time looking for bots, and right now it's just people in the community crying, there's no evidence. The people you're working with is saying the opposite. Why would they spend extra money, spend extra resources, and take their people off of the problems or the issues that they know they have to get dealt with for something that they may have to deal with? That is why we saw the change so fast once there was proof and evidence. That is why the change always comes once there's evidence. But that's what people are still failing to get. Crying every single day in spaces will never help you. It does absolutely nothing. When someone comes with the evidence, this is when Veve acts. And you would think that the community would get used to seeing this by now. Every time there's evidence, Veve does something. The thing is, people just cry all day, every day with no evidence. So we all ignore it until we start seeing evidence pop up.
One thing, and the other part of this problem I come to later, but we as a community have a very comfortable place to just blurt out solutions and feel like you just have to do that, no problem, do that. And we as the community don't have to consider the cost, because we don't know every aspect of the business that would be affected.
You don't have to consider the cost. You don't have to consider how long it takes to develop these things. A lot of people have no idea how long development actually takes. Like, I saw people arguing, it's so easy to implement an MTL. Like why didn't they been do this? And then they're comparing it to stuff like Hero and comparing it to Recurrent, stuff like that, projects that literally started implementing this stuff years ago, literally years ago. Because of how they rolled it out, they like Hero, for instance. People didn't know that was under development for 5 years, and MTL was always the plan with that. So obviously that was developed like damn near 5 years ago. And then they had that planned out. So it's going to be harder to implement something like that into Veve, where they're creating this from scratch, as opposed to Hero, who's using old source code that already has a lot of this stuff implemented, and then they've been building on this for years now. So people just don't understand so many aspects, and they don't take the time to understand.
And most of the time we don't care, because we just care about our bags and our collectibles and the money and stuff.
That's fact. That shows.
We tend to not see the consequences. If you move everything to MCP, it's unfair to the new users, and the botters know that, and Veve knows that too, and it is always a balance. And the other part of this conversation is, I believe the botting problem wasn't this severe in the beginning, and I believe to a degree that it was 1% of the stuff, as I said, but this was a time ago. And I believe also the botters ramped up. They found new ways to cheat the system, and of course they use it, and if there is enough money, a lot of people will use it and do that, and this has come to the point where it's unacceptable. And of course Veve could have done more earlier.
And Ironically, what people don't realize is the reason that bots got worse and worse and worse is because the community talked about it all the time. And then like the thing is, there kept being proof. Like they just started putting out proof, and as the proof came, that's when they were able to do something about it. But the community would talk about bots so much and never have proof. Yet that would like literally draw more people into learning about bots, starting to use bots and things like that. So the more the community talked about it all the time, yo, we can't do nothing against these bots. The bots are getting everything. More people are like, yo, if bots are taking over like this and they haven't done anything about it, I'm going to bot too. So literally, the free advertisement from people is really what got bots to where it's at. Like, this is why you shouldn't be talking about something so much without a solution. Like, what solutions are you providing? Because if you don't have a solution, if you don't have evidence that a problem is actually real, like what, like people were literally calling people bots for having no collectibles. It's like, what? They don't have collectibles, so now they're a bot. Like, it makes no sense, and people were falling for it. Now the names and stuff like that was suspicious when you saw a first name, last name, and then the 4 numbers or numbers, 2 numbers, like however, like whichever combination of that. Like that stuff gets weird. No profile picture. It all starts to add up. It starts to look weird. So yeah.
But we are not the guys who make the decision. We have not the responsibility of the money that is in Veve. We have not the responsibility of the employees of Veve and stuff. And we are very comfortable saying, just do that and do that now, it's better. And in fact, the fact is, if you have responsibility for other people, you decide differently. So I'm happy that they're doing stuff. They're fighting this, and the measures they have taken are showing to be successful for now. So that's happy.
But they've already confirmed, like a lot of the people who are using bots and stuff has already confirmed that they have KYC ready bots. So they're ready to start botting things as soon as it seems like it's going to be very profitable for them. It's not necessarily profitable to do certain things at a level like that. Right now everything is down, so it might not be the best opportunity to be putting that type of effort into botting. But yeah, I mean, you're never going to get rid of bots, and people think that because we got this win right now, that win lasts forever. It doesn't. But I mean, people are going to see with time that certain things you can't stop. I mean, it has gotten better for the time being. Then a lot of people have given up on going for drops and stuff like that. People are cashing out, leaving the project. So there's a lot of different factors that's going into how the state of the community right now. But I'm just chilling and collecting, man. I'm stacking.
Happy time for me. So the other thing is people saying that Veve is lying. So first of all, if you think that Veve is lying to you, you should get out of the project as fast as possible. It is like, hey, honey, I met a guy. I gave him $1,000 and he promised me to double that. That's cool. But I think he's lying. I think he's lying to me. But I let him have the money and see what's happened with that. You wouldn't do that in real life. So if you think it's sketchy or they are lying or so, get out of it.
That's what people can't do. Like, people don't want to take it up to an L. Like, people don't want to accept the fact it's an L. My money's stuck in. I'm waiting for MCL. Bro, you got scammed. If you feel like you got scammed, then you got scammed, bro. Like, it's nothing you can do about it. So you should be leaving if you have this type of conviction that the team is actually lying to you and all this stuff, man. Like, it's very easy to walk away from the project, man. It's very easy to walk away from the project, stop being so invested, and stop being so stressed. But they don't want to do that. Like, and what can you actually do to the team, bro? It's like, what reason do they have to lie? Like, what reason do they have to lie to anybody, man? It's like, what are they gonna, like, they're all millionaires. You got Alcon billionaire. Like, it's like, what do they need to lie to anybody for, man? Like, it's weird. Like, you get to a certain level where you realize, like, what the hell is the point of lying, bro? I don't even feel like I have a need to lie to nobody. I'm not lying to nobody. Like, what are you gonna do about me telling you the truth? It's like, I can tell you how it is. It's like, you don't have to like it, but I'm just gonna say what I say. Like, it is what it is. But I mean, hey.
And don't bother with it anymore. So do I think they are lying? No, of course not. Do I think they are telling us everything in every detail and exactly how it is? No, obviously not. It is a business.
Bad business move
And
to do that.
I do
Terrible.
think the monthly users are well-meaning. I don't think they are lying and exaggerating that much, but it doesn't have to be necessarily really 100% exact. This is normal, and you have to take everything that comes out of a business or a government or an official with a grain of salt.
And you also have to take into consideration that people were going for drops and could never get drops. So the chance, especially if the bots was getting everything this whole time, it would make sense that all the new users that signed up, or a lot of the new users that signed up, never got a drop. So they start falling off using the platform. They stopped using the platform as much. So there could have genuinely been 2 million real people, and it just trickled down because people got on and always had a bad experience and never got anything. So they had no reason to stick around and stay. And then we're in the middle of a bear market.
Nobody's telling you the absolute truth. For example, you don't either. If you have an Instagram profile or a Facebook profile, you don't tell the truth either. So if you expected Veve to tell...
To be fair, that's one of the reasons that I'm called toxic and an asshole and stuff all the time and egotistical, because I do just tell the truth. It's like, if the truth is my impact in this community is not no one's close to it. Like, if I say that, it comes across as if it's an ego, when honestly it's just me being honest. It's like I'm not dumb enough to not be aware. I am aware. That's why I'm in the position that I'm in. I'm aware of what I bring to the table. I'm the one waking up every day doing the work. I know that nobody's working like me. So I mean, it's like you supposed to, like, I guess the humble thing is to pretend like you don't know you working that damn hard and nobody else is. It's like, what? No, I do this. This is on purpose. This ain't a mistake. I do this on purpose. I do this so I can be the best. Like, what? Like, come on now. But hey, like, I guess that's too honest with people, so you end up being toxic and egotistical.
Everything how it is and blurt everything out, that's kind of on you. But in general, I think they are telling us the truth in a certain range. So this is now
nicely put.
The thing you have to decide if this is acceptable for you or not.
Exactly.
And the other thing is with Veve lying and Veve being a scam or sketchy or shady, what I've read on Twitter, it's amazing. They have worked for years without pay. Then they have convinced big companies like Disney to come on board with their project. They have told and communicated early on all the time that they have a vision, a big vision, ambitious vision. And maybe they took a bite that was too much, but the vision is still there. So if they are not caring about their users, about the community, about the market, about everything, about the bots.
They just have a holistic view of the project, and that's something that everyone else lacks. So when they're doing things that really impacts everyone in the long run, people can't see it right now because they're so worried about the price or their experience. So yeah, it's like people don't realize that what Veve is doing, like everyone crying about them focusing on the Omi token. It makes absolutely no sense to focus on the Omi token if the Omi token isn't even underpinning the app. It's like, what, like, you need to focus on building out that first so we can have actual utility that's going to actually drive the value of the Omi token. Because you can focus on the Omi token all day long, but what's the point of it? Like, yeah, you can put it on exchanges, it's easier to get, but why would someone want to get it? What's the value in getting it? It's a token that does nothing right now. Like, what's the value in getting it? So it's like, so when they focus on actually creating that value for it, everyone complains and say they're not moving fast enough. It makes no sense. It's backwards.
Do you really think that these guys are skilled enough, patient enough to work the years without pay and with this bag of frustration that comes with it, just to make a little bit of money and scamming and risking all this complete ambitious project? which would generate much, much more in the years to come? Do you think they are?
This is year 2 and David Yu's projecting billions, $1 billion. This company is going to be generating billions and billions of dollars, if not trillions eventually. If not trillions. And that's like, people don't realize that generating trillions of dollars is going to become more and more common because of the space we're moving towards. People can't see that right now because they're so stuck in the past and they're stuck at market caps right now. They're like, oh, if this company can really do what you said it's going to do, this is going to be more than Ethereum, more than this, more than that. They always do those dumbass comparisons that make no sense, as if the state of our economic world like literally just stands still and does not progress. There was a point in time where all the market caps was in the millions and it was rare to see a billion. Then billions started to become popular. Now trillions are now peaking. We're starting to see a few trillions find their way in there. Eventually, a trillion is going to be the new norm, and then we're gonna it's going to just keep going up from there. Like this is the cycle that's been repeating for the longest. But people don't want to look ahead. People are just so lost on what it is now and what it has been in the future, in the past. It's like you gotta be able to have vision, real foresight. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped in your own way of thinking. And that gets you nowhere. I mean, especially if your way of thinking is flawed. People can't even see their flaws. People can't even see the fact that the world is changing before their eyes. They can't see it. So yeah.
Now getting impatient and say, oh no, I need to cash out because I don't care anymore. They have already built successful businesses over 25 years, and in this project, which has so much potential, you think they're bailing out because they're impatient or what? I don't think so at all. And if you think that, as I said, leave.
They've built their entire careers in the collectible space, and they hit up every single resource to get them in on this project. Basically what people are saying is they called up every licensor that they've got to trust them. They called up every friend that they have, Jeremy Padawar. They got Alfred Kahn out of retirement. They did all of this just to screw things up, bro. It's like, when you really think about the type of claims people make about this team, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Because if this should be true, it is a bad move to stay. And if you get angry, this is the one thing I want to say to all of you who get angry on Twitter and everything. If you're angry, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't get angry about your investments. Most of the time, the anger is a reaction or a consequence of an underlying emotion like fear, disappointment, whatever, and the lack of managing this emotion well. And this is something not...
You're trash at investing is basically what he's saying. Like, you're trash. Like, I say it so blunt and people don't like it. Like, they don't. That's why people don't like how I am, because I say it so blunt, but that's basically what it goes back to. You're a trash investor. Like, most people in this community are trash investors. It just is what it is. And then people want to come back and just send insults at me, like, who you think you are? You just shilling this project, blah, blah, blah. You costing people money. Like, and that just proves my point even more. You're a trash investor if another man is capable of costing you money. Because I made this investment off of my own research. Everything that I do and talk about is research that I'm doing that's making me invest and making me make a move. What someone else says is not influencing me making moves, to be honest with you. That's just how investing goes. If you're following what someone else tells you to do, no one should be telling you to do anything. Like, I don't tell anyone to do anything personally. I say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I would do if, this is what I do because I want to make money. It's like, that simple. Like, but everybody wants to have no accountability. If you don't have no accountability, then you're not going to improve when you make a mistake. Like, that's the reason that I've been able to accomplish what I have so far. Like, I keep learning from my mistakes, and the reason that I can make mistakes is because I'm holding myself accountable.
Not for Veve or investment. This is something you shouldn't do anyways. If you get angry because of delayed MTL, or if you're not happy with the enthusiasm of David Yu in a recorded AMA, if you get angry about that, oh, that's bad. You're making your own happiness dependent on other people. This is not a good plan.
Exactly.
At all.
Not at all.
I don't know if you should trust Veve. I do for the most part. Of course, I look critically, but nothing so far has changed my mind into
flags.
Not trusting them, or has affected my investment strategy in any ways. I don't care if MTL comes now or in a year or in 2 years. I'm here for 5 to 10 years. So most of the stuff doesn't bother me, but I find it ridiculous to see all this stuff on Twitter.
Yeah. This is how it goes. People don't have a strategy. That's what I like to hear. Like, you can tell who knows what they're doing. He has a strategy and he's sticking to it. Investing is so simple. It's so common sense. You have take the time to create a strategy and stick to your strategy. The second you let emotions become involved, you become these clowns on Twitter crying as if it accomplishes anything. This is why while they're crying, I've been making money the whole time. People happy that they getting drops again. Congratulations. I'm up 80 to 100K still during a bear market, while you're just happy that you're getting drops again. Congrats. You missed out on tens of thousands of dollars while crying, while I've been sitting here racking it in. You can learn, you can make excuses or you can make money. You can't do both.
How people react, so I had to make this video. Thank you for watching. If you're here, you are a legend. Deadbot out.
Amazing video, man. Very great job. Definitely loved what you had to say. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. That's pretty much it. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.